Alright, here we go. This is our deck tech for Abzan Doubling Season. This is yet another Doubling Season deck that aims to win the game with a combo of Resolved Doubling Season plus any Planeswalker with an interesting minus ultimate. And so the whole interaction behind this, if you haven't seen my BAMP video, is that when you play a Planeswalker, they enter the battlefield and then get loyalty counters put on them. That's how the game kind of interprets this. And so doubling season means that you get your opponent, you get your Planeswalker with double its starting loyalty. So for Vraska, this means we can activate her -9 immediately and give our opponent 9 poison counters, which is sweet. And if she survives the turn, then we just proliferate and they lose the game. We also get to run Kaya the Inexorable, who has a very brutal -7 ultimate that allows us to cast a legendary spell from our hand, graveyard, or exile for free, which is dope. And then we also get things like Ajani. Ajani has a -6 that on casting a creature and Planeswalker spell gives our opponent poison counters, so Ajani works pretty well with Vraska. And then, of course, from the last video, we have Red and Realmbreaker. Allows us to play lands and permanent spells from the graveyard, which is going to be pretty sweet for this deck. So we're also running this within a mono black shell that plays Beseech the Mirror, Shieldred, the One Ring, Bowmasters, and Go for the Throat plus Fatal Push as kind of like the control and life gain, life denial, or card draw denial package that has been common for a long time. And then we also kind of just like slammed that into a mono green kind of ramp shell. We're running Utopia Sprawl and Old Growth Troll as permanents that can, well, potentially be sacked for Beseech the Mirror's bargain ability, but Old Growth Troll and Utopia Sprawl are basically just ramp in this deck. Old Growth Troll also is just a blocker if we need to have one, and that's more or less it. There is a 1 of Rest in Peace here in case we are in a matchup where we care about the graveyard, in which case we can just Beseech it out at any time if we want to. So, you know, another reason that Beseech the Mirror is very strong is we get to play these 1 of like impactful silver bullets, so pretty cool to see that here in Historic. That's more or less the deck here. We want to get a doubling season out, but we want to stop our opponent from doing things before then. So we have our 3 Path of Perils in case we have any sort of Elvis matchups or if we need to just wipe the board at some point. So with that being said, that's the deck. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you want to support the channel, you can do so by subscribing here if you are new for videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Otherwise, if you're a returning subscriber, you can show your support by liking the video and by commenting. That helps me out with the algorithm a lot, and you'll often see, you know, one of videos do very well when we do that. So you can help grow the channel potentially here as we get closer and closer to the 500 sub mark. Thanks for everyone for being around, and let's hop into game 1. Here we go. Here we go in round 1. We have our early board wipe, we have a Beseech the Mirror eventually, and we have a Bowmasters that will give us the token that we need. I really like this hand. So we get to go Indotha Triumph first, and we'll get to play that mono black kind of control game plan here, see if that ends up working for us. Opponent is on Cascading Cataracts, which is a pretty odd thing to see. We'll have to decide here if we want Path of Peril or Beseech the Mirror. I'm thinking that we will eventually want to get a Beseech the Mirror out pretty early, especially because they seem to be like they're on some sort of storm deck. So hopefully we can stop them before they get all of their draw online. If they activate anything that draws cards, we will Bowmasters here. Alright, here is a Bowmasters now. If they draw 2 cards, we kill Foundry Inspector. Otherwise, this will be a Beseech or Shieldred right now. We're going to absolutely hate on their... we're going to absolutely hate on any card draw that they try to do. So we play Beseech here. We will find our Shieldred. Cast that, and no attacks. So opponent will take 3 for every additional draw they do, which in this deck at this time, I think they're going to definitely be trying to do something like that. Let's see what their options here are. Will they start off with the Mindstone draw? Field of Ruin's not a big problem for us. Another Forge, or a Foundry Inspector. That Forsaken Monument's pretty tough. Fortunately, Path of Peril doesn't do too much. You can go for the Throat on one of these things. Set up in Dotha Triumph. So the question is Beseech for our next play, which could be actually a doubling season. So we can tutor for doubling season, play it next turn, then Vraska the following turn. They'll have to like deal with some of the stuff. If they attack with Foundry Inspector, I think I'll move from my plan and just play Go for the Throat. But for now, let's go find doubling season. Here's one of our 3 doubling seasons. And we will say no to the attack here. Opponent takes 2 a turn here. Who knows if they're a fair Forsaken Monument deck or going for Storm. I think at this point it's pretty safe to assume that they're not doing Storm. Even the Ineffable is going to exile our Shieldred. That sucks. Oh, it's destroyed. That's right. Forgot. And the Mystic Forge kind of gets around this card draw, which is tough. I'm hoping they decide to draw with their 1 ring, because then I just get to kill Shieldred. Alright. That's kind of annoying. What are they going to do? So they're going to draw here. We do get to kill their Ugin. Right. Not sure I have a way to deal with the Forsaken Monument, sadly, so we gotta just ping a Foundry Inspector here, which is tough. If they draw 1 more time, or 2 more times, then we have something to do here. They decide to float mana here, and they will play a Mind Stone, sure. I mean, luckily this 1 ring being used as their draw engine is going to be okay with our Orcish Bowmasters on the battlefield, hopefully. They're going to just storm as much as they can until they hit a land, it looks like. So they probably have a land on top. Hopefully they hit another one soon, then they'll be forced to draw with the 1 ring. I think there's a pretty high likelihood they just do not whiff at this point, so we'll have to just start killing the Foundry Inspectors, making sure that we don't die. So my opponent all but kills me here. They have enough mana to do whatever they want. And the question is, will they just deck themselves or something weird like that? We're still multiple turns away from doing what we want to do, which is unfortunate. They've drawn another... So they've cleared like maybe 3 or so lands off the top of their library. That's super good for them. Alright. Get to kill 1 Foundry Inspector and put the other one to half health. We now have a pretty big orc army. Doubt it's really going to matter, though. There's the Aetherflux, and they only just need a few more spells in order to dome us here. Looks like we just came up short, unfortunately. We'll let our opponent finish out the combo here. It should only take us like a few more turns. We get some more draws here. Once we do 2 activations, we got to just start targeting our own stuff. Alright, well we have an 11-9 here. If they have to pass the turn, then it's good for us. If they don't, it does not matter. As it stands, them sitting there with the 1 ring protection is so huge. They just don't really care, yeah. So they just need to finish out the game here. We will select our least worst valid target. Alright, and they've hit 58, which means they have the magic number to go ahead and dome us here. I suppose they're going to go a little bit further just for protection, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, yeah, no, they see that we can't do anything about it. We are officially dead, and opponents got game 1. Well, I think we took a pretty good hand here. Unfortunately, they just kind of got out from under us, and that's how it goes. I was kind of surprised, honestly, to see Forsaken Monument in here. This is not typically seen in Storm, as far as I'm aware, but definitely worked out for them today, because it juked me into wanting to deal with their creatures while they just kind of set up for the laser beam to go off here in turn 5 or so. Alright, so that was our round 1. Let's hop to round 2. Here we go. Round 2. Opponent's going first here. We have a 1-ring. We have a potential 1-ring Shieldred play. This is, again, kind of just going into the I'm a mono black deck that also does some other things line. But I think this is pretty strong. Like, if they are a graveyard deck, then just Beseech is really good. Yeah, I'm down to keep this. So, we could play Indotha Triumph on turn 1, or we could Shock Tomb, play Utopia Sprawl, hold up a Go for the Throat next turn. Depending on their first play, if it's an elf, I might want to do that. Otherwise, I think I'll just put a tapped Triumph in. Alright, it's an elf, we'll Shock Tomb. Wow, and we just have our Shieldred. That's huge. So this can go find black. And basically now we can cast a Beseech the Mirror, and we gotta figure out what we want to find. I mean, we can just get our board wipe. That will just basically be a slow wipe for us. Yeah, opponent's going big with the Llanowar Elves. I think we do just want to do that. I think we'll start here with a tapped Triumph. We'll go for the throat one of these Llanowar Elves. Let's just do Elvish Mystic. Maybe our opponent might think we're playing into Maelstrom Pulse on one of our following turns. They might play differently. But yeah, now we have Beseech the Mirror finding our board wipe, and hopefully this just stabilizes us. Okay, it's an Elder Gargoth. It's all out the window from now. We'll start with a 1-ring. Cool. +1 on this 1-ring. So we are safe with an Elder Gargoth attack, but we need to find a way to deal with it. If we play a Shieldred next, I think we just are okay with the life gain. Like, we'll be able to deal with this Elder Gargoth. Oh my god. Harmonize, drawing 3. I would have loved to have a Shieldred on the battlefield for that. I think we will just play Shieldred next turn, along with this Overgrown Tomb, and then figure out what we want to do with our Beseech the Mirror. I mean, finding that board wipe is still kind of a good idea. It'll deal with all the 3/3s that they decide to make. Alright, so we will lose a bit of life here. Let's put in our tapped Overgrown Tomb. Play a Shieldred here. And we will say go and wait to do our draws. So this at least kind of keeps their Elder Gargoth in check. But if they decide to go wide, we're going to need to find our board wipe. And I think in general we want to do that soon. It's a Vortenklex. Oh, Jesus. Okay. And actually I should have done my 1-ring before, because now I don't get a counter. That's unfortunate. Okay, well, this kind of got bad. We'll have to Beseech the Mirror for our board wipe and then just wipe the board. Do I care to just kill Vortenklex now? I mean, pretty much yes. I don't want to take this damage. So we'll take 7 here. Go to 11. That's pretty brutal. Any Planeswalker draw is good here. Kaya does take out Elder Gargoth. We do love to see that. Let's begin with this. Exile that. Play a tap Temple Garden in preparation, and then hold up our 1-ring activation. I actually don't even know if I want to use it. I think I probably do, looking for a board wipe again. Kaya probably dies, but this buys us some time to do what we need to do. Okay, so let's just inform ourselves a little bit here, since I don't think it really matters how the order happens. Alright, we're going to go to 7 here. That's pretty unfortunate. Gargaroth, yeah, so we need to do something about that here. We need to just get another good draw here. Fatal Push is not quite it. We're going to have to activate 1-ring here. Bowmasters produces... We can beseech... Yeah, we can beseech plus Bowmasters. I think Bowmasters needs to stick around for this Gargaroth. We'll just have to block it. We have 5/6 mana this turn. I can beseech getting rid of my Utopia Sprawl, but I can also beseech getting rid of my One Ring, which is actually good because I'm going to die to it. We'll grab Shieldred, punish their draws, and then use Bowmasters to produce a blocker. With Bargain. Sacking our One Ring. We'll find our second copy of Shieldred. Second and final, which is notable. Path of Peril, I was like 50-50 trying to get that out, but I think that we need to just somehow deal with the Elder Gargaroth. I'm going to start taking out their ramp to the best of my ability, and then we'll put in a tapped Temple Garden here. I'm prepared to make any sort of trade to not have that Gargaroth attack me, or to get that out of the battlefield. Cultivate, I'd rather they have this than any sort of other creature. We're already kind of struggling to deal with all of them. And assuming this board holds, and they don't want to attack with the Gargaroth, I play a Doubling Season next turn and then get ready to go off. The Mono Black Shell is doing what it needs to do here. We just need to survive long enough until things can happen. So do they go in? They decide to go all the way in. So we'll go ahead and block with our Shieldred and eat what we can out of the Llanowar Elves. I'm kind of worried about a pump spell here, but it doesn't matter because of Death Touch. So we'll take 2. Go to 5. And I kind of just want to play Doubling Season. Yeah, Doubling Season's great here. We also just get a Wrenn. We have a Wrenn or a draw with Indotha Triumph. Play the Wrenn. Wrenn gets to come in and minus. And now, assuming we survive, we have a lot of things to do. So we can get Kaya Emblem and or Shieldred. Oh, opponent's a Doubling Season deck too. Let's go. That's fun. Do we take 4? I don't think we want to do that. We're going to chump block with the Bowmasters. Alright, we go to 4. We have a One Ring Shieldred play here. Let's go ahead and make a Temple Garden into a Vigilance-enabled land.
Allies everywhere. Stand with us.
And then, you know what? Assuming we don't die, assuming they don't have a Vorinclex, they have 1 card in hand. If it's not a Vorinclex, then I can just Vraska -9 set up for the Proliferate next turn. We'll pay full mana for this. And this will be -9. We also have a Bowmasters held up here as well. We'll play just a untapped land here. And yeah, we can say go here. We have Fatal Push plus Bowmasters. Bowmasters is great with a Wrenn and Realmbreaker emblem just because it has flash, so it's just ready every turn if you want it. And so you're like totally happy to chump block with your Bowmasters itself, whereas usually you're not happy to do that. So here's our Bowmasters. We go in, we're gonna go ahead and ping the elves. We get 2 tokens and then 2 counters on the Orc army. And yeah, our opponent can't attack in to kill us. We will get our Proliferate with Vraska on our next turn. And that is the game where we finally executed the combo. Sweet. That felt a lot of fun. You know, obviously this is not like a very strong thing to be doing because you're hinging on a 5 CMC card. And in general, you can find wins on turn 4 in Historic. So, you know, we're definitely playing slow. It's kind of hard to get the game to go that long. But if you can, you have the payoff of doing some pretty fun shenanigans. All right, good round 2. Let's hop into round 3. Alright, here we go. So this is our round 3. Well, this is an interesting hand. It actually does cast Old Growth Troll, and we are just very hopeful that they are going to have some sort of creature-based strategy. And seeing Yori in here, it's either the ETB value deck, which I think I'd be happy to keep something like this. I think Rest in Peace isn't a super big hit here. I'm not really sure I actually want to keep this hand. Yeah, definitely kind of a thought here. Path of Peril will eventually be good. I think we're okay playing slow against this deck. And for that reason, I'm down to keep a mulligan. This one's a bit better. Get to keep a Path of Peril, get a Beseech the Mirror instead, and Old Growth Troll is sticking around. Fortunately, cannot cast the Path of Peril just yet, though. This is Esper Yorion. I still don't know if it's control or not. So that looks like a counterspell. Let's play a Utopia Scroll on our forest. Check for any sort of permission here. We want to make black here. And we'll say go here, I think. I could have cast the Old Growth Troll. Well, actually, I would have needed to have the Utopia Scroll. Vanishing Verse. Okay, so this is just control, and it's a kind of variant of that. Chucks in. Okay, so this is just the flash deck. Tries to go with this card. We'll put an Old Growth Troll out in front. If they kill this, it's fine. If they exile it, then I feel sad. I'm gonna see. Okay. This is just purely Yorion ETB. Okay. We might be okay here. I just hope they don't, I hope they don't have too much permission. I hope it's mostly just removal rather than counterspells. Alright, Old Growth Troll actually gets to attack here. If we draw... We need to draw black mana, basically, is what it comes down to. I'll play Vraska on 5, I think. Circle of Confinement, taking out our Old Growth Troll. Okay. And so they plan to attack in with these little 1/1s. If we don't get what we need, we do find what we need. I think we just check for a Dovin's Veto here with Vraska. Path of Peril can be played next turn. Let's cast this one with Phyrexian, see if it resolves. It does, actually. That's cool. We will just proliferate here. And I assume Vraska dies. So yeah, I think Path of Peril's our next turn. So that's the second out of 4 Vanishing Verses. We have Utopia Scroll here, so we can find our black mana for Beseech the Mirror. And actually, now that they have got their Yorion ready, I think I want to hold up Path of Peril. Okay, this tapped. We Utopia Scroll for black on our forest. And that is Beseech mana. Do I find a Shieldred or a One Ring? I want to get a One Ring and dig myself out of this. Alright, we're going to go out on a limb here and drop Utopia Scroll. Let's see if this resolves. It does. So we want our One Ring. We're already pretty low on life total, so this is a little bit risky. Alright, we have our next turn's land drop. Okay. ECD taking out our One Ring. Oh, that's brutal. Okay, so... Path of Peril is a thing that we could do. We can also just Beseech for something. I'm going to Beseech for a card. And do we want to have Rest in Peace now that we see Elspeth Conquers Death? Do I have a better play than Rest in Peace? Rest in Peace I can actually cast this turn. I think I'm down. Elspeth Conqueror's Death is really annoying. It's probably the only thing that they have that will be useful, or that the Rest in Peace will like do anything to. But I think I'm down. So we'll cast Rest in Peace here. And at least, while this Path of Peril gets a little bit more expensive, we will just cast... Oh my god, it's Doom Foretold? Wow. Oh, that makes us really annoying, actually. So we'll have to give our opponent the stuff next turn. They have to sack something. They probably sack their Circle of Confinement here. It's the right thing to do. They actually just get rid of Doom Foretold. They could have slow rolled us a bit more. We go to 9. I hope they just play this Yorion. Okay, sweet. That's great. So now they're going to blink Circle of Confinement. Oh, no, they keep it. Okay, sure. So all this stuff's going to happen. Whatever, whatever. And then we just let Doom Foretold go off. We discard one of our Paths of Peril, and then we cast the other. That actually didn't work out too badly. So we wiped the board. Now they have next to nothing, really. Maybe this Ajani Sleeper Agent can find us a thing to do with his +1. Ultimately, this is not a very good card. You know, it was back in the Dominaria days of Planeswalkers where he was definitely overshadowed by, you know, Big Teferi. Oh, they just have another Yorion. So now we are back in the trouble seat. We have 2 Paths of Peril out of our deck. Our Johnny's going to immediately die. And pretty much we will too. Well, Doom Foretold seems to be working right now. Bowmasters. This helps me survive for a turn. I want a Johnny paying full life, or paying full mana, plus
Until the multiverse is one,
it's a doubling season.
fight reinforcements.
So we know what we're drawing next turn, and it is not going to be impactful. That means actually that we're dead because they can attack us with a Yorion twice. Okay, so kind of a funny little game there where we danced around. Looks like the Doom Foretold deck eventually is going to take it here. We'll, I guess, cast the Bowmasters. We'll respond to this. And we might as well take out one of the 1/1s. Yorion. We have to top deck something that can deal with Yorion. And they're going to take our only way to find another card off the top. Unfortunate. So let's go ahead and pass this turn here. We don't even need to play this doubling season. Opponent's got us with the Yorion attack, and actually, let's just save us both some time here and concede. So we finished round 3 here. We have round 4 coming up. Stick around, and we'll hop in there. Here we go, round 4. Try to get the combo off. We have a little bit of controlling aspects here, plus an old growth troll. I'll keep it. I want this Dark War pathway. Probably on green here to support old growth troll, but we'll defer that decision until turn 3. Blue mana, it is mill. Okay. So what do we think about this? Probably Bowmasters is a move. I think Bowmasters is definitely a move. I think we want to just land that onto the battlefield now. So we'll make green here, I think, after all. We'll kill the Merfolk Windrobber here. We want to just make sure that the Bowmasters can stick. I don't care if they kill it, but we just need to go up the board before they can mill us too hard. Oh, that's pretty sweet. They're going to flash something in here so we don't do anything. We'll just play some old growth trolls and get ready to ramp out of Vraska at some point. Alright, we have the single target removal that's going to be required here. We're not going to attack here. Looks like they're probably going to have either Drown in the Loch. Oh, it's Infernal Grasp. Surprised to see this. Put it on our Temple Garden. Alright, so now we have 4 mana. 5 if we draw something next turn. This is fine. I am all for just playing this one slow. Here's an old growth troll. We get to hold up Fatal Push. I'm loving the way this is going. depending on what they play, will stop in their upkeep. Oh, it's just another Infernal Grasp? Sign me the heck up. Let's put this on our tomb. Alright. We'll pass into their upkeep. What do they play here? I have no idea what's happening. Maybe I start attacking this next turn. I think now we want to hold up Bowmasters until they deploy something to the battlefield. So we do have a flash creature. So it is Soaring Thought Thief. That's what I thought it was. How do we want to go with our mana here? 2, 4, 5, 6 mana. So we can actually just play out a Vraska here. Let's see if we can bait out a counterspell. Oh, there was no counterspell to be had there. And then I did my math wrong because my only black source is through Overgrown Tomb. Got it. So then it's probably just play another Bowmasters. Well, then we can't hold up Go for the third. Yeah, I do this on their turn. So ideally they try to deal with Bowmasters, then we do some other stuff. Nighthawk Scavenger I think I want dead. Let's play Bowmasters first. We'll use Vraska -3 to deal with Nighthawk Scavenger. This is our third black source. It's either we pay the Phyrexian for Vraska or shock Overgrown Tomb. So we shock Overgrown Tomb. Vraska for... Well, you know what? Actually, if I don't do this, then I have the extra black, don't I? Yes, I do. So we actually want to go like this. If that's the case, then we'll just go in with our Bowmaster token. We actually have to do this. I for some reason thought I could proliferate at instant speed. That's a misplay. Alright, we go to 13. Submit 2 here. And our opponent now has to deal with our board. I guess it's not Rogue Mill, it's just Rogues. Another Nighthawk Scavenger, sure. Let's just make that into a treasure. Play this, play that. Now we got a bunch of stuff. Let's produce green here since we have all the black that we need already. If they decide to wipe the board, we have Old Growth Troll activation. Here we go. Alright, we might end up just actually beating our opponent out with value here, which is wild. Let's start with a Vraska Plus. We have Beseech the Mirror now as well. We'll swing in with the team and see what they have for us. And it's nothing, alright. Well, that's pretty cool. I actually like how the Nighthawk Scavenger treasure art looks with this 1+*3 thing still on the treasure. Looks silly. Alright, well we took a decent round 4 here. It wasn't the doubling season combo, but it was actually just Vraska being good in this situation. I wish I got to see more of Vraska here in just like general historic play. I feel like she just pales in comparison to some of the other black finishers. I mean, she's just under the shadow of Shieldred and Orcish Bowmasters, but you know, getting a Vraska out in the top end is not bad. Not bad at all. Alright, round 4 done. Final round coming up. Let's try to get one more combo with our doubling season. Here we go. This is the 5th and final round with our Abzan combo. Abzan doubling season combo. Utopia Sprawl. We can make Beseech mana or Old Growth Troll mana. We also have Path of Peril, so I kind of want to make black on this basic forest. Alright, so this is a Temple Garden, not an Overgrown Tomb. That is a thing that I did not consider. Here's black. Honestly, in that case, we might just wanted to have made green mana. Okay, well now we get our green mana here, which is huge. This is Orcish Bowmasters. And then the following turn, Old Growth Troll. So this actually is not terrible. Oh, what is this? Is this Doomscar? Maybe it's Doomscar. We play Bowmasters regardless, and we play Growth Troll regardless. Sure, we actually get to do this without taking any damage. Love that. Here's Old Growth Troll. Now we get to go in. I like games like this where our opponent has to deal with what we're doing. That is ideal. Oh, and we've got a brew on the other side of the table here. This is going to be a fun one. So they're playing Learn. We have not seen this too often on the channel here. Learn is a pretty cool mechanic regardless. So we find another black mana. So we've unlocked most of this other stuff that we want to do. At least the Path of Peril. Old Growth Troll and the Orc Army token will go in. We'll take that trade apparently. And reduce to memory. Exile something, make a 3/2. It's bad if it hits my Old Growth Troll. But at least we still have 4 damage on the board. That really doesn't do a whole lot for my opponent. Temple Garden will go untapped, and we just attack in. We got a Beseech if we draw a black mana source. It will consume one of our sources of black, though, which is an issue. There is the Doomspell that we thought we'd see. Opponent's at 9. Ooh, we've got a cool deck here. So it's Pyre of Heroes. Yeah, so this is going to be a Birthing Pod deck. Alright, we like to see this. So what do they find? This could be Winota, actually. Oh, this might be Mardu Winota. I think that's what this is. That's my guess. You heard it now. Let's see if I'm right. Well, it's Righteous Valkyrie. That sucks. Okay. And what do they get? Is this... Oh, it's Aura. Oh, okay. So this is an interesting deck. And creature becomes an artifact. Yeah, so... that means that she'll lose her ability. Lovely. We'll pay for our Vraska full. And we'll -3 on our opponent's Aura. Alright, sweet. I hope that Vraska sticks around because she can dig us out of something. Honorable Warsinger. Oh, I mean, this is just so strong with Pyre of Heroes here. Now that they made it long enough. Fracture kills our Vraska. Kaya the Inexorable's good. Yeah, we can just get rid of the Pyre of Heroes even. Kind of like that idea. We can kill this Warsinger if they kill Kaya. Yeah, this feels pretty solid. So Kaya minus, go to 2. Exile Pyre. That seems to be important to them. Then we have Fatal Push to deal with other stuff. Demon's Disciple, so we'll lose it. We'll lose it through that. So now we have Fatal Push on whatever they don't sacrifice. I assume they just get rid of their Demon's Disciple. Makes sense. And then... well, we can just cleave away, no? Yeah, that's better than doing a Fatal Push. I'm down to take 3 here. Sure. It's an interesting graveyard reanimation deck, that's for sure. Alright, we'll cleave away the board here, and now it is 16 life to 10 life. They have, I think, another board wipe. Tabaraks, okay. Interesting. Fatal Push. I'd love to Fatal Push that, unfortunately cannot. We have 1, 2, 3 sources, so this is now Beseech the Mirror. I'll probably just use Blowmasters in Fatal Push. Well, I can't use Fatal Push, unfortunately. Yeah, we'll have to Fatal Push next turn, so they're going to get Tabaraks working here. Oh, this is fine. So it's when a thing dies. Got it. That can resolve. He gets a counter. You may draw a card. Cool. That's pretty cool. Okay, so we can deal with the Soul Warden. That can go in. We're going to just Bowmasters now. We'll take our 3. They get a little bit of life. The Tabaraks gets bigger, which sucks. I probably should have done this the other way around. It's fine. This is okay. I mean, we can kill our own thing, but I think it's good that we just crush our opponent's life total now. They take 3 next turn. Yeah, I think we can just squeeze him out here with good old-fashioned mono black gameplay here. And okay, we just destroy all creatures. That's fine. That's actually annoying for me, because now my Beseech isn't as good. What I'll do is I'll just Beseech for Doubling Season now. Won't bargain it. We got all this time. And yeah, so we'll be able to deal with our opponent's stuff presumably this turn. Oh, love to see it. Here's Doubling Season. We're just going to sit back and try to get our combo here now that we've survived the early game. That's what this deck is all about. This is a slow the game down kind of game plan. Alright, we go Beseech the Mirror here. Takes 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll have 4 mana left over, so we can get in a Johnny here. Let's do that. And we can bargain him. Sacrificing... wait, no, we didn't want to do that. We wanted to just cast him. Beseech the Mirror. Alright, so then... Kaya can't be cast for 4 mana. Yeah, it is just, what's his face? A Johnny. Alright. Cast him here. And we will cast him for his full loyalty, meaning that he comes in with 8 counters. Now, whenever we cast a spell, our opponent gets 2 poison counters. So 5 spells will do it here. Let's see if we can make it happen. Opponent has been getting all the unluckiness with their card draws here, and we really need that to happen. They're going to exile something here. We'll kill it next turn with Go for the Throat or Fatal Push. Probably Fatal Push since they play things that Fatal Push cannot hit. And if we get a land, we get to do something else. We just get a Running Realm Breaker here. Give our opponent 2 poison counters. We have Ren Emblem coming down. Oh yeah. Ren Emblem? How about play a Johnny from the graveyard to get a second emblem? Yeah, that seems pretty cool. Opponent gets 2 more poison counters, and now we'll have double emblem, which means they get 4 poison counters a turn. We should be able to just finish them out with a Vraska.
Pyrexia is inevitable.
Even Disciple, that's fine. We'll sacrifice our Ren 6 or Ren Realm Breaker. I wish we were playing with Ren 6, that'd be cool. That is fine. You know, that's kind of annoying. They'll kill our Johnny, take our Vraska or Ren Realm Breaker. Let's actually see what they do. That's the wrong play. They need to take Vraska. Because Vraska here can come in. We'll pay full life. Doesn't really matter if we did that or not, but we will go ahead and just cast Bowmasters. And opponent will go to 10. Alright, and that is the game. We actually won with our least likely combo here. Our least likely combo turn. So I'm glad I got to show this one for you guys. Super silly deck here. I love Doubling Season. As a previous Commander player myself, it's a really nice one. And it brings back some good memories to see it in play. And some bad memories too. Hey, I've played against this card too. With that being said, that is the end of the deck tech. Hope you guys enjoyed. This was a really fun one for me, and I hope you guys had a good time watching it as well. And yeah, before we sign off here, if you enjoyed the content and want to see more every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, subscribe to the channel if you are new. And if you're a returning subscriber of the channel, you can help me out with the YouTube algorithm by liking the video and commenting on it. You have no idea how much that helps. It makes a huge difference in these videos' numbers. That being said, that's all for me. The deck list will be in the description, so feel free to check it out. Other than that, I'm out. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.